2525 North Loop West, Suite 125, Houston, Texas 77008. That location is literally like less than 2 miles from the bank that I found originally back when I was in the Texas State Assembly. Square business. Yep. I mean, right down the feeder. When I was driving to it, I didn't know where it was located on North Loop West. And when I went, I was like, holy shit, this is like, I mean, I could walk to the other bank. That's how close it was. I can't explain how things happen, folks, but things happen like that. So as any sane fiscal person would do who's going to invest their life savings with somebody, a bank, wouldn't you want to go see that the bank actually exists, that there might be a huge vault where they have deposits, they have a functioning system? But you guys just relied on your state coordinator and your recording secretaries and all the cheerleaders going rah, 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 invest, invest, invest. This is the way. This is the way. Anna's the queen. James is the president. And we're going to take over the world. How y'all feeling today? Because I know you're not tuned in. You tuned out. You don't want to hear the truth. Problem is, the majority of the people that are going to watch this video or even listen to it, just turn it on and listen, going to be very few. But the information is overwhelming, and it's not me giving it to you. You just heard their own words. You just heard what the CFO, the Chief Financial Officer for the Global Family Bank, the Global Family International Trade Bank, whatever the hell they call. I don't even try to keep up with all of it because it's just bullshit. It's trash. It's rubbish. If you follow Anna Von Wright, you know she just got kicked out of her house. Now she's surfing somebody's couch or spare bedroom. Wah, wah, wah. Well, didn't I just tell you that the government, let me pull up hers. Nope, that's his. That's hers. Where'd that document go? Maybe it's over here in Firefox. Fake bank. This one. Yep. Are y'all seeing this? No, you're not. So let me move that. Stop screen. Get you a new share. What does that say? Daniel A. Applegate, trial attorney, U.S. Department of Justice. Didn't I give you all his information before? In the United States District Court for the District of Alaska, we have moved jurisdictions. We're no longer in Wisconsin. We're in Alaska. Please note, we were in a different case, another civil suit. This is against Revolut Technologies, Inc., the garnishee. I don't know who Revolution or Revolut Technology, Inc. is, but let's search and go find out. Revolut Technologies, no, is a U.S. arm of Revolut, a global financial technology fintech company providing digital banking, money transfers, currency exchange, stock trading, and budgeting tools through a mobile app. Known for its innovative platform and rapid growth in offering modern financial services worldwide, based in New York City, this entity handles technology and operations for Revolut's extensive customer base, focusing on secure, AI-driven financial management and expansion into various markets. What Revolut offers: digital accounts, free and premium personal business accounts for spending, saving, and budgeting. Currency exchange, holding and trading multiple currencies at competitive rates. Investing, commission-free stock and crypto trading. Payments, easy peer-to-peer and international money transfers. Security, advanced AI, power, fraud detection, and financial crime protection. Key aspects: global presence, serves over 60 million customers in numerous countries. Innovation, disrupts traditional banking with user-friendly app-based approach. U.S. operations: Revolut Technologies, Inc. manages the tech and services for the U.S. market with offices in New York. In essence, Revolut Technologies Incorporated is the backbone for Revolut's U.S. services, managing financial management simple and accessible through cutting-edge technology. Really? Okay. Oh, let me get my happy ass out the way. Sorry about that. Over here. Okay. Judgment. Creditor, United States. Motion for disposition order to Revolut Technologies Incorporated. Judgment. Creditor, the United States of America, moves the court pursuant to Title 28 U.S.C. Section 3205 C7 for disposition order directing the garnishee, Revolut Technologies Incorporated, to deliver garnished funds to the United States for application to the judgment debt of judgment debtor, and also known as the fiduciary for the United States or the United States unincorporated, depending on which document you're reading at the time. Anna M. Reisinger von Reitz, a.k.a. Anna Maria Reisinger, a.k.a. Anna M. Belcher. In support of this motion, the United States avers as follows. Number one, on June 5th, 2024, the court entered judgment in favor of the United States against Anna M. Reisinger von Reitz and aliases in the amount of $1,224,549.41 plus statutory interest and additions accruing after May 10th, 2024. The judgment is for federal income tax liabilities assessed against Anna M. Reisinger von Reitz, a.k.a. whatever, along with James C. Belcher, and accrued interest statutory limitation of tax years 2002 through 2009, which I already discussed. As of September 5th or 25th, 2025, the amount of the judgment debt is now $1,357,066.92 and growing. So it looks like it's about $100,000 every quarter. Number three, the court issued a writ of garnishment against Revolut on October 27, 2025, garnishing funds and accounts held by Anna. On number four, on October 30th, 2025, the United States served Revolut with the writ, along with the clerk's notice of a garnishment and a copy of the government's application for the writ, instructions to the garnishee, and an answer form, declaration of Daniel Applegate. On October 31st, 2025, the United States served Anna with its application for the writ itself, clerk's notice, and a form with instructions for Reisinger to claim exemptions, object to the garnishee's answer, or request a transfer of the proceeding. Number six, Revolut served an answer to the writ on November 10th, 2025. Revolut's answer states that as of November 5th, 2025, the garnished funds in accounts held by Anna M. Reisinger von Reitz, a.k.a. whatever, specifically an account ending in 2804, amounted to $9,661.49 US fucking dollars. 490 Great Britain pound, 430.51 euros, and $50 Australian dollars. And yet she's begging you for money, and yet she just got evicted. This is your fiduciary for the United States of America or the United States unincorporated, depending on which document you're reading or which alias she decides she wants to use. Number 7, no party has objected to Revolut's answer or raised any claim of exemption. Thus, under Title 28 U.S.C. Section 3205C7, Revolut should convert into United States dollars the funds held in foreign currencies in accounts held by Anna Reisinger, specifically an account ending in 2804, within 14 days of the court's order to create a cash distribution in United States dollars to the United States. The amounts after conversion should be paid to the United States within 21 days of the court's order. Number 8, the delivery of the funds shall be made by electronic payment through pay.gov at, this is the URL, which can also be found by going to pay.gov, searching for DOJ DAOG/CDCS, and selecting the first search result. Here's the number for the case. Instructions may also be obtained by contacting the undersigned counsel, Mr. Applegate. Number 9, no party to this action related to the writ of garnishment against Revolt is entitled to attorney fees or costs. Wherefore, the United States moves the court pursuant to Title 28 U.S.C. 3205C7 for the disposition order directing the garnishee, Revolt Technologies, Inc., to deliver to the United States within 21 days of the court's order all funds and accounts held by Anna, the fiduciary for the United States, Inc., United States unincorporated. I don't know. I'm confused. Are you? I thought so. For application to the judgment debt of Anna, Anna, identified in paragraphs 1 and 2, December 5th, 2025, signed by Daniel Applegate. Certificate of service, of course, if you want to know where Anna really lives, there you go. She lives on South Park Road. Who could fucking make that up, right? Are you in an episode of South Park and didn't know it? Oh. But there you go. That's filed. And this was the latest document filed into this particular case that's located in Pacer, which I covered earlier in the video. Now, there are numerous of these filings, and I didn't even open them up, and I'm sure they're all garnishments. But the reason I stayed on this one is because Revolut is basically an app, something similar to Wise. If you're familiar with Wise, it is an account you can deposit US dollar or any foreign currency that they handle and convert it over into other currencies. I currently have that set up in Wise, where I have holding foreign currencies. Absolutely. So that's what this is. And what they've done is they've accessed all these apps, and they went and found all these accounts belonging to Anna and James. And now they're going after Anna's assets. Now, I have to wonder why this woman who's been begging for so long has clearly accepted funds for hundreds of people. And in my estimate, in the millions of dollars, which I think is one of the bigger scams. And listen, folks, his name, I want to get this correct. I don't want to massacre somebody's name because he's African. And let me go show my screen because remember, I don't make shit up. And you're more than welcome to call him. He's in Africa. And he was in my Telegram room. And he posted, and I replied to him. I sent him a direct message. But this isn't what we first talked about. This is what it morphed into regarding, because we spoke at least once. See, there you go, cancel call. So we talked 23 minutes. But he originally contacted me regarding Anna. And I always tell you folks the truth about everything. I never shade anything. I either know or I don't know. There's no gray area with me. Because I spoke to this gentleman and he's in South Africa. And people are falling for the okie doke in South Africa with this state assembly bullshit. In South Africa. I'm like, fuck, it's over there too? Apparently this shit's worldwide. 8 billion precious people. You don't have to listen to anything I have to say. Just look, follow the facts. Follow the track record. In fact, let's go see what a track record actually looks like. My happy ass off here for you. Y'all familiar with this? Courtlistener.com. Search millions of legal decisions by case name, topic, or citation. 470 jurisdictions, sponsored by the nonprofit Free Law Project. Floyd, don't push that button. $25 opinions that say published. Okay, I didn't click that button. Unpublished, 0. Da-da-da-da-da. Want to know how I earned the name Fearless Floyd? Because I'm suing Brad Livingston, the executive director, the director, a lieutenant, a correctional officer, the assistant warden, the regional grievance investigator. Texas Department of Criminal Justice, Texas Department of Criminal Justice, Texas Department of Criminal Justice. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. This one, Tarbin versus Stevens. You know, there I am. I'm cited in the Supreme Court case law right there, baby. Although it's a blanket opinion denied without written order. But getting there was quite the adventure, and I got there. So, yeah. I can say I litigated all the way to the United States Supreme Court. So there's my bona fides right there for you guys. But let's see if, nope. Nah, I was just checking something out. But anyway, there you go. Is there anything that I have left on the table with Anna Banana? I don't think so. So, let's go over this video real quick. This is a neat little thing you can do with with YouTube, where you can go over here and you can pull up the transcripts. So you can see exactly what I said when I said it. And you remember in this previous video that I did with Arturo, where I state that the United States government was going to spend $7 to $14 trillion in the next administration. Remember that. So we have another 3 years. We're already at, God, I think somebody estimated we're at 40 trillion the other day already. So that's 4 trillion because we were at 36. So anyway, you can go over here and read this, and you can see everything that I called out last year, and I'm calling it all out again this year. No change, no improvement. And y'all can go watch this video. And of course, it's only got 716 views, which, is what it is. People are stuck on stupid. It's insane. I don't get it. But they are. So, I don't know, I'm rolling. That's 3.5 hours with just Anna Vaughn. All right. It was incredibly wrong. A lot. All right. Let's see. Let me jump through this guy real quick. And this won't take long. Christopher Allen Hauser, which you see has 110,000 subscribers. So 110,000, you poor people. Exposing the truth behind the Tennessee Supreme Court ruling, fraud, and conditional acceptances. So Chris is still stuck on stupid. Now, you can roll over here to YouTube and just type in Tennessee Supreme Court Hauser. And it's going to pop up all the cases. This is the last one he just did for his state writ of habeas corpus, which we're going to go into. And then a little bit further down, which we're going to show all these. This is the other one. This is Tennessee Supreme Court. So this was his one previous to this latest one. This is when he appealed the Tennessee Court of Criminal Appeals decision, which was not that one. Where'd it go? Must be at the top. There it is. No, that's 1 month ago. 3 years ago. That's the Supreme Court. Where's the Court of Criminal Appeals one? I have it already pulled up. So anyway, it's in here. You can find it. Not hard to find. Just go to the Tennessee courts. And as you know, I'm not subscribed. But right here, this is the Court of Criminal Appeals of Tennessee panel of judges in the state of Tennessee versus Ronald Lyons, James Michael Usinger, Lee Harold Cromwell, Austin Gary Cooper, and Christopher Allen Hauser. It's had 10,790 views since January 13th, 2021. Key moments: sentencing of Mr. Lyons, legal efficacy, value statement, financing statement, victims, no intent to defraud, rebuttal. Now, I want you to look for a key word in here: jurisdiction. So, jurisdiction is a defect that can be brought up at any stage of the proceeding: pre-trial, trial, post-trial, on the appellate level, on the post-conviction level, or once all legal remedies have been exhausted, you can come back at any time claiming a judicial error, judicial defect. So, boom, here what we're talking about. Do you see anything in here about jurisdiction? No. We're going to get into more of these videos, but on this one, the Tennessee Court of Criminal Appeals issued its ruling about a year later and upheld the trial court decision, and Chris appealed it to the Tennessee Supreme Court. In this video, and Tennessee is very generous with their courts. And you see this one has 40,000 views, and it was streamed on April 6th, 2022. And again, the key moments: Emma Ray Tennant. If you don't know who Emma Ray Tennant is, she is Christopher Allen Hauser's court-appointed appeal attorney in the direct appeal to the Tennessee Court of Criminal Appeals, as well as her further presentation of the appeal of the Tennessee CCA, that's short for Court of Criminal Appeals, upholding the lower court decision. So you can go watch this video. I've already watched them. Here's the transcripts. You can pop these up, and guess what word you're not going to hear uttered out of this lady's mouth? Chris's defense counsel. The word jurisdiction. It never got challenged, ever, on direct appeal. So, I don't know what the guidelines are in the Tennessee Court of Criminal Procedure, but I know in Texas, the next step after you do a direct appeal, and I don't know if he filed a motion for en banc rehearing, which means the entire Tennessee Supreme Court to hear the matter, because I believe there were only 3 judges in the Supreme Court. I believe it was a 3-judge panel. So anyway, there you go. And this right here, which has 7,000 views, this was published last month on November 12th, 2025. And, you know, God bless poor Chris Hauser.
submitted by Lee Cromwell requesting severance because Cheryl Blackburn sent a notice to this court that she wasn't going to look at ours because we were 1 day late. And in that document, she admits that she's 9 months late reviewing it and that we didn't file in a timely manner, but Lee Cromwell did. Even if this shenanigans in the Postal Service, and there is an ongoing investigation with the United States Postal Service Office of Inspector General on this matter. I haven't heard the results of it yet, but this isn't right. What happened, we should, even if it wasn't, say it was a month late, it still should have been considered as an amendment to Lee Cromwell's because we can't be severed. You can't sever after the conviction, according to Rule 14.
Remind me again who Lee Cromwell is.
Lee Cromwell he was involved during this time. He was involved in a vehicular homicide in East Tennessee. The accelerator pedal was frayed on the truck. He put it in reverse, ran over somebody, and killed him. He did what we did. All we did was mail contracts to people that they acquiesced to because they didn't rebut the contract. That's where this comes in at. Now, we didn't file any liens. We took the UCC-1 filings and we sent them to the United States Treasury. The United States Treasury filed the liens. They used the IRS to collect the money. The IRS hit me with the frivolous filing twice. I beat it in court. I beat the IRS in court. And that was based on my ex-wife's bankruptcy. Tennessee said we had no legal basis to do what we did. The federal government agrees with us. The IRS, the tax court, and the Treasury all agree that we had genuine filings. The federal court in Greenville, my ex-wife came and testified against me. She said she had no debt with me. And then she did that at the trial in April of 18. By December of 18, she was filing the $4 million debt in bankruptcy. Okay? And by doing that, Title 11, United States Code, Section 532, subsection A2, says, of the section where bar discharge only where bankrupt has actual knowledge of falsity of the statement or reckless disregard for the truth. She testified that she had no debt with me, took it to bankruptcy, scheduled it, the federal court discharged it. Only provable debts can be discharged in bankruptcy. You cannot take a fraudulent debt into bankruptcy and have it discharged. The judgment, I'm going to move on to the judgment orders. Judgment orders, I'm sure you're all familiar with. Judgment orders happen after the judge does the sentencing. Section 12. Since the judgment orders cannot be corrected per rule, the judgment orders are void. See also Rule 12, B-E, or Bravo Echo, and Rule B-2 of the Tennessee Rules of Criminal Procedure. For that matter, the indictment from the grand juries were not signed respectively by the clerks. At the jury trial, I already explained this. According to that, that's Birmingham, Title 11, United States Code, Section 532, 3, subsection A2. That's Birmingham Trust National Bank versus Case. Title 11, United States Code, see section 532, note 341, paragraph 15. A bankrupt is just discharged from provable debt if they are scheduled, properly scheduled. Okay, my ex-wife testified in court that she had no debt with me. That's in the transcripts. Turned around 9 months later and scheduled this in bankruptcy. Why?
Apparently bankruptcy took it and it was provable debt. So hang on, I'm looking for something.
Where's the Sixth Amendment in that? To this day, Tennessee has yet to put a single piece of paper in my hand saying they had the right to do anything that they did. And they interfered with the obligation of our contract.
Before your time runs out, this is a post-conviction relief petition, and almost everything I've heard has to do with a direct appeal.
What did you say, Justice or Judge? Hold on. Back that ass up. Floyd, back up, baby. Okay.
And they interfered with the obligation of our contract.
Before your time runs out, this is a
post-conviction writ of habeas corpus, not a direct appeal. You've already exhausted your appellate issues. And you even failed to go to the United States Supreme Court with your appellate issues. You went directly to a writ of habeas corpus. Oh, you're just a brilliant legal statistician, aren't you, Chris? That's why.
Post-conviction relief petition, and almost everything I've heard has to do with a direct appeal. What post-conviction relief are you seeking, and what are you claiming entitles you to post-conviction relief?
All right. Let's see how smart Christopher Allen Hauser is and why he has 110,000 subscribers on YouTube, hanging on every word. Come on, Chris. Do your thing, baby.
We deserve post-conviction relief. Blackburn's gone. She's retired. We deserve to finally be heard. We've never been heard. If you take someone and you hold
on. Chris says he was never heard. I went back and I read his entire transcript on his direct appeal. Absolutely. And guess what Mr. Hauser did? Because he was part of a group titled the Knoxville Patriots, who did this UCC1 financing statement scam where anybody and everybody that they felt had slighted them, they filed a UCC1 lien against them, which at the Court of Criminal Appeals, if you saw one of those little headings, it talked about the victims. The victims were so numerous across the state of Tennessee and the counties of Tennessee that it would have shut down the complete machinations of the state during the trial. We're talking over 100 victims between all the defendants. Christopher Hauser paid $6,500 to, I think, Usinger to file these fraudulent liens. Now you hear Chris years later, he has no legal business operating in the court system because he has no fucking idea what the hell he's doing. He went and read a bunch of law and he's trying to apply it to his post-conviction writ of habeas corpus. Huh? You got one shot, bro, and this is how you spin it.
You hold them using unlawful force, that's kidnapping. I was sexually assaulted by a guard in Davidson County, and I reported it, and no cop ever came and took my testimony.
All right.
You understand where this is at? We deserve to be heard. We, the people, Article 1, Section 1.
They deserve to be heard. So while they were awaiting trial, there was an incident in Tennessee where the trial was being held. And the incident made national headlines. So Chris and his co-defendants, they didn't want to be prosecuted in that county because of the illusion that they were sovereign citizens. So they filed a motion to change venue, which means they wanted to be tried in an adjacent county or counties where there was no notoriety, because in their motion, the reason that they wanted to change a venue is because they were in of themselves sovereign citizens. I'm not making this up. And that due to the event that had just taken place right before their trial, that they were unable to attain a non-prejudicial jury who had already been inflamed by the incident of these other sovereign citizens.
One, have the right to abolish, reform, alter, or abolish the government in any manner we think proper. That's why I say I'm not here pro se.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Hauser.
Thank you very much, and I hope you consider. Like I said, I'm only doing this because you guys have never heard that our due process was violated. Never heard it.
Trial objection. Oh, that didn't do that. Okay. Well, if your due process was violated, did you bring that up as a ground of error? Did you discuss this in this last, what? How long was this? Your 20-minute presentation? No. You talked about contracts and UCCs and whether your wife perjured herself on the stand, whether she committed bankruptcy fraud.
Now you have, and now we can go to the federal courts and do a 1983. Thank you very much for y'all's day.
Right. General.
The reason I played that video, okay, because the entire time that Christopher Hauser was challenging his conviction for fraud and filing fraudulent UCC-1s, jurisdiction. There's actually a video in one of his catalog that, we're jurisdiction. And then he's actually in court on the front row with a little cane. He's wearing a shirt. I forget what the hell it said. While he's sitting there, while his legal counsel, his court-appointed direct appeal attorney, is speaking for him. He's never been heard. You have ample opportunity to be heard. You could have got on the witness stand, and I believe you were, and you were heard. Then you had a chance on direct appeal. Nope. And you barked jurisdiction the whole time, and you never, your attorney, Ms. Tennant, never once mentioned the word jurisdiction during both presentations before the Tennessee Court of Criminal Appeals and the Tennessee Supreme Court, respectively. Now, the reason I bring it up is because, here he is challenging it. I told him a long time ago, hey, look, bro, suck it fucking up and call Fearless Floyd, and I'll tell you exactly what the fuck to do. Because you're up against a time game. It's called the 1-year equitable tolling under AEDPA, the Anti-Effective Death Penalty and Terrorist Act. Yeah, Bill Clinton signed that into law. So every day that you're not in court challenging your conviction, you lose a day of equitable tolling. And you only get 1 year, 365 days. And once that's gone, you lose all ability to file a federal writ of habeas corpus. But yet you see him say, thank you for your time. We're going to go file a Section 42 or Title 42, Section 1983 civil rights litigation. Okay. And this is the advice, okay, that he gives out to all his followers. And people continue to follow these fools, these people that think they're legal eagles because they can read and they can quote and cite law. And obviously they can't do it very well under pressure in front of an audience. They didn't have a game plan going in. They didn't understand the machinations of what a writ of habeas corpus is for. It's for unlawful custody. It amazes me that people follow these people and believe and hang on every word that they say like they're some kind of fucking experts. They have zero track record. They have nothing to substantiate that they actually have litigated in a court of law. That's why I said there's so many people stuck on stupid. And hey, vaya con Dios. Enjoy your life because, you're headed down a dark fucking hole. You're going to waste your time, money, and energy. And you're going to be back here next December, and I'm going to be talking about the same Big Ten shit. Hopefully these people will go away and fade off the fucking planet. I just wanted to show you that little part. You heard the judge. Tell him everything you're bringing up, you should have brought up on direct appeal, fool. What the fuck are you doing here telling us here? This is your one opportunity, your last court of remedy on the state level. Once you get over in the federal court, it's a whole different ball game. Those motherfuckers don't play fair. They'll rule 12b6 your ass all goddamn day. Or they'll rule 60 you. Grab them all. And then if you want to go into IFP, you got to get a review. And man, it just, federal courts are funky. Go read the federal rules of civil procedure. You're going to like, how does this apply to civil? This sounds more like maritime admiralty law. Oh, it's commercial. And you don't realize that until you actually understand how the whole legal game works. And, you're reading it in a whole new context. Like, oh, makes sense now. Now I understand the case sightings they have under these rules that apply that don't make any sense in a civil context. They don't apply to a Section 1983. They don't apply to a civil RICO. But when you're talking commercial, they sure do make a lot of sense, even though they're civil rules of procedure. All right, so I've covered Anna, covered Hunter, covered the fake bank, covered American State Nationals, covered police1.com, covered the two flags, and addressed the idiot nationals who won't even come on my show to debate, to have a conversation where we can be respectful enough to agree to disagree, just like I did with the late Judge Keeling in the Walker County grand jury room in death row restraints. Litigating against a hired free world attorney. He was hired by the state of Texas through the Texas Attorney General's office, and an assistant attorney general standing next to him, litigating with Judge Keeling, where we agreed to disagree whether or not the state of Texas was incorporated entity or whether it was a republic. And I just couldn't find my Dun and Bradstreet background business report quick enough within my hundreds, if not thousands of pages of documents, and I'm looking for 3, and I'm restrained like this. So I'm like on this little dais about, stuck out about that far, right in front of the bench. So I just had enough to get my paper on there, and then kind of thumb through it a little bit, looking for shit. And I'm like, trying to keep up with what's going on, but still look for these documents. So I said, like, man, we can sit here for 30 minutes while I, look for this stuff. We all unhandcuffed me, and they would not unrestrain me. So imagine if Chris Hauser was, doing his presentation, but you saw him in ankle shackles. You saw him in a waist belt. You saw him handcuffed. You saw the handcuffs with a lockbox on them like this, where you can't twist your wrist. And that's secured to the waist belt. And then get up there and try to do your presentation and litigate. So when I hear all these people, they spout all this legal fucking shit, fuck them. They just know how to read. And they spout this shit. They pontificate it all day long to their fellow peers. So now they've mastered the pitch, the sales pitch. They've got it down. They can say it so fast, so remarkable that you're like, oh my God, man, they sound so smart. Well, they practiced it over and over and over and over and over. They've got the pitch down. Now they're selling it to you. And that's going to segue into my next thing. Again, I'm more than flattered that people have emulated what I've established for myself, my platform, through Ann LaFleur and myself. Absolutely. But when those people go out there and pontificate themselves as something that they are not, an educator, a teacher who has an ability to provide you a remedy, and then don't, and take you on this journey, and you've done all this shit, and you're like, okay. And you're still sitting there twiddling your thumb, like, where's this going? Where's it going to end? What's up? I've literally had people that have taken our class and stolen our shit and put it out there in the public. Clearly labeled copyright fucking protected, all rights reserved, and they don't give a fuck. And they're out there taking your money. I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not going to put them on Front Street. But if you're not doing your due diligence to who these fucking people are, you're going to get taken. I'm watching these groups charge stupid, insane money, and people are paying it for nothing. Incorrect material. It's astonishing. Believe me, if I wanted to be a fucking grifter, y'all would see me on a yacht. I'd have a fleet of fucking exotic cars. I'd have strippers all around me. Because I'm very good. I was one of the best. I even created my own little scheme. We'll leave it at that. I created it. I developed it. I put it into action. And every pop, and it was 9 out of 10, folks. It wasn't like, 1 out of 100. It was 9 out of 10. 35 to 400, $4,000 a pop. And these were coming in overnight, Federal Express, on our Federal Express account every day. Why do you think I can recognize con people and liars so quickly? Why do you think I can go through documents and say, okay, this is bullshit, this is fraud? Been there. I was one of the best, and I paid for it. And don't think those 14 years and 2 months I sat in prison that I didn't run all this through my fucking head. Because once I came up for parole after 7 years and I kept getting a 1-year set off every fucking year for the next 6 years, I just, hey, I'm going to go sit down and shut the fuck up, man, and do my 20 flat. And when I get done, y'all let me out and, you know, I have something to look forward to. Not much, but okay. And I thought about it day after day after day. All that stupid ass shit I did as a juvenile delinquent. Stealing car stereos, stealing CB radios, CB antennas. Just doing dumb, stupid shit. It's insane. Every transgression I went over in my mind over and over and over and told myself, this is karma paying your ass back. You're getting it all in this lifetime, bro. You had a blast and you stepped on a lot of people to have that fun. Now you're paying for it. And that's when I had that epiphany after I got out. I was like, bro, man, come on. 14 years, that's a long time. That's a lot of memories. That's a lot of thoughts. A lot of... Don't go back out there and get more. Or you're going to be doing that 60 on the fucking layaway plan. Like Bonnie Straight. Did I mention Bonnie Straight? What a segue, right? Because that's who's up next. The Straights. Where it's not always the straight answer. So we're going to dive into David Lester Straight, who allegedly has passed away, but rumors of his demise might be greatly exaggerated. Because I've yet to see a death certificate, yet to see an obituary. Why could Bonnie, his wife, who he sent to prison, I don't know whether it was specifically on purpose, but he damn sure well oiled the machine to make it happen. Now, what did Floyd do? Floyd went and read the entire legal record for Bonnie Thomas in her divorce proceedings, where this all started, where it was a custody battle over the kids with her former husband. Dumbass Bonnie, because she had a dispute with her then spouse, she was ordered by the divorce court judge to surrender all of her firearms to her attorney. Then later, she, for some reason, on a day she's not scheduled to go to court, enters the county courthouse with a firearm in her purse. When she goes through the metal detector, it goes off. Instead of addressing it, she ran out of the courthouse. They arrested her in front of the courthouse. So they charged her. So now she had a criminal case pending. So in her criminal case, she pled out. She did a plea bargain. She accepted 5 years of probation, a 5-year probated sentence, and she would plead guilty and waive all of her rights. And that's what she did. That's what she accepted. She did 4 years and 10 months. And you can read the record. And then about that 10th month in the 4th year, lacking about 60 days of probation, her legal record got real fucking squirrely. How squirrely, Floyd? She terminated all her attorneys, then started filing all the sovereign citizen bullshit paperwork, didn't report for probation, and she only had 60 more days to go, and motion for probation revocation. Ding, ding, ding. Take her into custody. Bring her into court. Now's your opportunity to be heard. Oh, well, you didn't report. We're going to find a violation, and we're going to send you to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice Correctional Institution Division for a term not to exceed 5 years. And Bonnie went in and she did her year. She got out on parole and then subsequently violated her parole. And I don't know the reason, but I'm assuming because David had an event in, I believe it was Wisconsin, that she left the state without permission and got popped. Got revocated, had to go in, do her little 90 days, pop back out right before Christmas last year. Of course, David was sick, allegedly. And now she's doing 5 years on parole. So she did almost 5 years of probation and then got a stacked 5-year prison term, which she has to do 5 years on prison or paper parole to discharge the 5 years. So actually she got 10 years for that event. 5 years she can thank David for. I can get all into it about David and all his fallacies and the stupid mumbo jumbo bullshit he was selling. And it's remarkable because, you know, some of these people, you know, they're great orators, they're great presenters. But the problem is that ego and then the greed sets in. And once those two come in, it's all say and do anything for more power and authority. And they'll tell you anything you need to hear. And then when you ask questions, you get excommunicated. If you go look over in the comments, they're telling you they've experienced it. All you got to do is just say, hey, we're going to stand up our assembly and then start asking Anna real fucking questions. And your assembly is going to get blown up by Anna. She's going to throw in what I call a chaos bomb. And she's going to create dissent, acrimony, prejudice, shame, embarrassment, ridicule. Should I go on? I mean, I know you've heard the patterns over and over. David Straight's no different. Bonnie Straight's no different. But I have to question how somebody who just got their parole reinstated here in Texas and just got off a parole violation somehow got approved by the Texas Board of Pardons and Paroles, a government-appointed entity, to move out of state to Arkansas, allegedly where David died in hospice care. Because parolees just don't have that authority and ability. Because when you get a parole violation and you come back on parole, you're kind of like on a little probationary period where if you want to get a travel permit, like I want to go to New Orleans, nope, you're not going to get approved because you just came off a violation for the same fucking shit. I've been on parole almost my entire adult life. So believe me when I'm telling you. It just doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. I don't know all the facts behind it, but, you know, it is what it is. I profiled both of them. Thank God, they have not risen their ugly heads. But I still got to cover it. And nope, that's the wrong tab. Here we go. And give me 1 second. See what these numbers went for. 70. I'll bid $21. Whoa, 102. Whoa, American Eagle sold for $102. That's insane. I'll have to go back and look at all these. $87. Cool. Made a little money on that. Not much. I put some coins up here in this auction. Little money on that. I got outbid for everything, which is okay. None of those were valuable assets. That was a loss. That one's a little bit of loss. Sorry, 59. Oh, those are Mercury. 30 for 5. That's probably break even. All right. Let's see. Make sure I get this one in the right order. Okay. Freeman bot masterminds. All right. One prominent offering is the Freedom Mastermind program by David Lester Straight, marketed as an exclusive mastermind group promising personal development, autonomy, and access to curated materials through weekly online sessions. This program is available in different payment plans, including a $2,997 annual fee or quarterly payments of $599. Now, did you hear that? Including a $3,000 annual fee, which means next year you're going to get charged another $3,000. Or you can do it for quarterly payments over eight quarters for $600 with limited spots available. This program claims to provide unbiased artificial intelligence trained on the Bible, the Constitution, and principles of freedom, and includes access to a platform called freemanbot.com. So if you don't remember what the FreemanBot Mastermind program was or is, there you go. Your journey to freedom starts here. Join today. Joining David Straight's Mastermind program is more than education. It's an initiation into a life of autonomy, success, and satisfaction. It's not just about reaching the summit, but thriving once you're there. This exclusive access is your ticket, not to where the magic happens, but where you make it happen. Yes, I deserve to be free. We are looking for those who call to become a freeman. So if you committed at $29.97 last year, do you have to pay $27.97 again under that contract, or do you get the discounted rate of the new price of $18.99? Now, let me tell you what the guarantee was, the hook. The hook. See if it says it in here. You see, these videos aren't available anymore. They don't even exist. Must have been just in the emails that they sent me. But I haven't found it. But anyway, the hook to this whole program was that in 12 months, you would have access to your minor trust, utilizing the Masterminds program with the freemanbot.com. That was the hook. So as soon as I read that, I profiled it on my show, and then I said, okay, cool. I'll be here December 2024 last year, and I'll do a video about everybody who did not have access to their minor trust. So David gets sick, and then he passes away the following allegedly March, right? So I'm on their hit list, mailing list. And this is for March 31st, 2025. Protect your family's future. Join the mastermind and safeguard your assets today. Dear Freeman, hope this is well. Blah 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 blah. While David Strait is currently on sick leave, our mission is stronger than ever. Okay, stronger than ever, because nobody got access to their trust. To their minor trust. So now what they're selling is what, Floyd? What are they selling now? Now that the access to the minor trust, the masterminds program failed. A properly structured trust. Oh, so y'all are like doing trust now? That's why I'm inviting you to join the mastermind for $18.99 a year. I'm going to get you a trust. Step-by-step trust creation. We'll walk you through the process of setting up a trust tailored to your needs, ensuring it complies with all legal requirements and stands up to scrutiny. You can call me a trailblazer if you want. I'll accept that moniker. Trailblazing Floyd. He was leading the way with the whole trust thing. They're all coming back to having a trust, which he was doing in 2019. Y'all wandered off and, y'all listened to all these clowns and wasted all your time, money, and energy when you could have been building assets, kicking ass and taking names. Absolutely. But instead, y'all over here, asset protection strategies. Well, we got a book on that. Trustee training. We got a book on that. It's called Manage Your Trust Like a Pro. It's brand new. It's available on my new website, which is not the fearlessfloydshow.com. That will transfer over after 2026. So Manage Your Trust Like a Pro, Run Your Trust Like a Pro. 2 different ebooks are available for $49.99. A community of support, ongoing education. Only for $1,900 a year, and that's an annual fee. So next year, in December, you can look forward to another $1,900 to get automatically deducted from your bank account or financial institution. So these guys, they don't know what the fuck they're doing except scamming money from people. And this is what they do. And they email me all the time. Oh, I remember where they're all at. But anyway, those are March and April. I know I have some over here. They send some over here. Yeah, here you go. Straight events. So here's the celebration of life of David Strait. So if you wanted to buy David's old 2024 Pan American Harley Davidson, it was available for auction. They were selling that off. There's the whole Birthright movie where, David speaks. And of course, they had another illustrious presenter in the Birthright movie. And I'll get to him in a minute. I told y'all I was going to go to midnight, and what am I, 4.5 hours into this thing? And the actual lady who produced this, what's her name? We've been emailing back and forth. Absolutely. All right, so that looks like that's all of Bonnie and Clyde. I mean, David and Bonnie. Bonnie and Clyde, really? Is there a comparison? I don't know. Criminals, maybe? Maybe, allegedly? I don't know. So, who have we gone through? Okay, we went through Anna, went through the Nationals. I did Chris Hauser, Mark Himoff. I did the Masterminds. I did David Lester Straight, did Bonnie Straight. I did Chris Writ of Habeas Corpus. And hey, well, I guess we're moving on to the next one. So the latest and greatest that popped up on the scene is Todd Duell. If you're not familiar with Todd Duell, Todd pitches this process of the... I just love people who spit out the mumbo jumbo. Telegram. Is it Telegram? Oh, it was email. All right. He pitches a complex, irrevocable trust with a whole bunch of other process, and eventually ended up in the U.S. tax court. And I stumbled onto him through two people who subscribed to my channel, and I had two conversations, and these people didn't even know each other, and they both mentioned Todd Duell, and I was like, what the hell? So, of course, you know, since I did my 5 videos, my 4 parts on Todd Duell, I haven't heard back from those folks. They're like, fucking Floyd, dude fucking popping bubbles. You know, some people really appreciate me because I'm such a straight shooter. I tell the truth and I go, you know, find out what the truth is. And then when I present it, they're not fucked up about it. But these other people who, you know, it goes against everything that they believe in, everything that their livelihood, because they won't accept change. They think their way is the right way. And hey, more power to them. You believe that. You know, I hear all these rumors about people doing this, people doing that, people getting all these checks. And, you know, then why the fuck are they out on social media selling you something? Okay. I guarantee you, if I invited you over to my house, okay, I said, come on, I got something for you. And you get here and I was like, here, there's a debit card to my trust account, and just go hog wild. Go get whatever you want. Go wherever you want. Do whatever you want. Take whoever you want. Eat whatever you want. Drink whatever you want. Buy whatever you want. Just go have a blast, and you never have to pay a penny on that card. Now, are you going to go try to teach a bunch of people? Or are you going to go try to argue about what a fucking word or phrase means, like full faith and credit? Or are you going to go have balls to the wall, snot slinging fucking fun with you and your friends and your family, and don't look back and don't give a fuck about social media? The only thing you're doing on social media is look at me in my Lambo. Look at me in the limo. Look at me at Steak 48 Steakhouse eating a $600 steak. That's what you're going to do. It should keep a low profile, but that's just what people do. You want everybody to see this extraordinary life you're leading. Well, why don't you show them when you're depressed or when you're crying or, when you stubbed your toe and you're like just in excruciating pain? You don't see that from people. You just see their best. Their best. Why people say the things that they say and do the things that they do, I don't know. I don't know what their motives. I don't know if they're pathological liars. I don't know if they're grifting, trying to scam as many people as they can, eliciting all this mumbo fucking jumbo. Because trust me, remember, I'm under oath. I personally invested at least 40 man hours investigating Todd Duell. I went so far as to acquire some information. I'm not going to tell you how or who or anything like that, but I'm under oath, so take my word for it. And I found out everything about him, his family, everything. And then when I tried to connect the dots, it's like, that's just a blatant lie. What? Next thing. That's a blatant lie too. And then it just continues until you see so many red flags that, fuck, what are you going to be, in denial like a drug addict? And like, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem at all. You got some more dope? I need a hit, man. I'm jonesing real bad. Come on, dude. Come on, just one. I promise. I won't ask you again for another one. I swear to God. Look, just one more. Just that's it. It's over after one more. I promise. I'll go in the other room. I won't bother you. I won't knock on the door. I won't. I'll be cool. As you can see, I've been in that situation like one or twice. So, again, all I do is look for facts. That's it. I don't care about anything else. If you have a legal track record, I'm going to go read it. It's going to tell me everything I need to know. Why? Because I've read so many cases in case law, in the law books, appellate briefs, rebuttal briefs, traverse briefs, motions, writs, that I can read a document and I can tell you, has that person been educationally trained through a traditional college and law school, or if they're self-taught litigator, or this person has absolutely no business in the legal world, period, end of story. Because I have that ability, I can go back and I can read somebody's record and I can track everything because I've done that. I understand what it all is. I know what the words mean. I know what the Latin means. I've looked all this up. I've read it. I used to read Black's Law Dictionary for enjoyment. I was tired of reading Tom Clancy and Jim Patterson and David Icke and you name it. I was just like, here, I'm just going to read something different. If I can read the dictionary. That's why I stuck on the American Heritage Dictionary, because it gave you so many different definitions. I'm like, oh, wow, that's a badass dictionary. The best one I found yet. I'll hang on to this one. Big, it's bulky, takes up a lot of freaking space, but it's the best one I found so far. Blew away Webster's, Oxford's, you name it. Still to this day, that's what I use. The same book. Brought it out of prison with me. Yeah, I've showed it on my show. Absolutely. Todd Duell. So this guy grew up in California, I guess, and apparently had his life on track, looked like he was very successful at his category, what he did. Apparently has over 500 papers published, was I believe, an Ironman, successful at that. And then in 2016, it looks like his life fell apart. I don't know what happened. I don't know how he got indoctrinated with anything or what happened, but apparently he was calling Penny Mac. And he allegedly threatened the person over the phone, and they popped some felonies on him, took him into custody, and then he had to try to litigate his way out of that. And I read all that, and I'm like, whew. Because I'm listening to him tell me that I'm the son of an attorney who had a law firm where, as Todd, used to write checks for his dad's firm. Not only was his dad a practicing attorney with a law firm, he was also a law professor as well as a judge, which is all easily verifiable. There's no record of Todd's dad being in any secondary education, which means vocational trade, college, university, or law school. Nor is he licensed by any bar to practice law on the state or federal level and all 50 states. No university or college has any record of Todd's father being enrolled or employed by those colleges or universities. 100% fabrication. Why? I have no idea. Todd also claimed that his aunt and uncle owned a bank in Arizona and also operated it. Again, no record of anybody related to Todd, and I have his family tree, ever owned a bank or operated a bank or financial institution, period, much less Arizona. For the Arizona State Bank or the Mojave State Bank. Another fucking lie for some reason. Again, I have no idea why people would just make up shit like that. I mean, your bona fide should be your bona fides. So anyway, you can go back in Pacer and you can look at all his federal court filings, like I have, in California and Hawaii. Todd Duell consistently gets his brains bashed in the courts. Consistently. He's and whatever. Keep filing, bro. One of these days you're going to hit, you're going to be 1 in 100. And listen, I'm not claiming I'm like, I have a winning record, because I don't. I lost almost everything I did because they just refused to allow me to win, period. Didn't matter what. I couldn't even get unrestrained to litigate. They declared me a vexatious litigant. Oh, yeah, absolutely. They were terrified of me. That's why they changed state law behind me. I was looking for any loophole, back door. Yeah, how the fuck can I get out of prison? And believe me, I abused the system each and every way I could, every minute of every day, to attain freedom. And that's what all my main goal was, get out of prison. And now I'm out of prison is to get off parole. So when I hear people like Todd Duell pop up on the scene and they pontificate this process, this legal process, oh, you're some legal eagle, right? Well, let's go look. Let's see how acclimated you are to drafting a legal vehicle. What is that legal vehicle? Because I know how it should be drafted. I know how it should be written. I know how it should be filed, because I've filed dozens of them my own personal self, as well as for others. Because I have a 12-year litigation track record. You can start in Harris County. You can go through Walker County, Travis County, Harris County. You can go to the Texas Court of Appeals, the 1st, the 14th, the 3rd, I believe in Waco, Court of Criminal Appeals, Texas Supreme Court, the U.S. District Court, Southern District of Texas, Houston Division, U.S. 5th Circuit Court of Appeals, and of course the United States Supreme Court. Absolutely. My track record speaks for itself. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh, you need to do this and this and this and this and this, and you're going to get this. I'm not that fucking guy. You know why? I've yet to see somebody that can put it in front of me to show me proof of concept, proof of success, and have it work consistently twice with 2 different things. That should be your standard. Show me fucking proof. I don't want to hear them bullshit. Before I spend a fucking dime with you, show me the proof of concept, show me proof of success, and don't beat around the bush and show me everything, because if you miss out something, little something, I'm going to go tell the world that you're a bullshit, fraud, scam artist. But you won't do that. You were so desperate to get to that pot of gold, because if you allowed yourself to become destitute, listening to these fucking yahoos, wasting your time, money, and energy. That's why you're destitute. You get it? Because you're going to be here next December going, fucking man, Floyd's back again. I don't even want to watch him. I don't even want to hear it, because I know what he's going to do. He's going to ridicule me. He's going to shame me. He's going to embarrass me. He's going to call me out, put me on fucking Front Street on his show, and call me a legal moron that I was stuck on stupid again for another 365 days, because I just refused to listen to him. Even though he told me everything under oath, even though I saw it with my own fucking eyes, I heard it with my own fucking ears, because the ignorant shall perish for lack of knowledge. Goodbye. I don't even care if people call me dipshits and whatever the fuck they got to say over in their little forums. Okay. I don't care. Even over in Brandon Joe Williams group, they hate my fucking guts. They love to put down Fearless Floyd. And God bless you all, because if you're following another fucking legal fool. I don't see these posts on Facebook. I do. I don't follow them, but they fucking just pop up, because we have a lot of mutual people. And when I see these idiotic posts, I just laugh. And you people are just like, I'm not letting go. This guy's got the answer. Proof of concept, proof of success. It has to work like a fucking debit card. As long as there are credits on account and that financial institution that issued the debit card, the point of sale system operates correctly, there's no operator error, you're going to get your goods and services every fucking time until those credits on account are depleted, the point of system fails, or you fail. Otherwise, hey, happy holidays. Thank you for shopping at Walmart. Right? So if you got somebody out there that can do that, yeah, they're not going to be on social media selling you a bunch of bullshit. They're going to go live life happily ever fucking after. They're not going to look back. They're going to take their click. They're going to go have a fucking blast. They're going to travel the fucking world, eat at the best fucking restaurants, stay at the best hotels and resorts, and just party fucking hardy and not look back and not sit there on social media going, well, no, you got to do this with your birthday. Really? Or are you going to be watching this badass live band? Or are you going to be fucking front row at your favorite fucking concert in wherever they're performing? Front fucking row, because you got unlimited money. Are you going to be on front row of your favorite concert going, God damn, man, this asshole just don't get it about this birth certificate? Or are you going to be watching your show and enjoying life? Because I've been there. I've been in Puerto Rico for 3 fucking weeks where I found serenity. I found peace. I was away from all the traffic, the social media, the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, the congestion, the fucking chemtrails, the rapid pace of city life, where I could finally digest and go, oh, wow, what am I going to do today? This fucking feels great. God, I don't ever want to go back. If I just had a way to support myself here, if I could get a good job and, have the same lifestyle, I would do it in a heartbeat. So if somebody gave me a black card or a white card with unlimited fucking spending ability and not having to pay a penny back, do you think I would fucking be on here talking to you guys? You think I would be selling trust books? Do you think I'd be doing trust classes? No. It'll still be available, but I'll have somebody else run it for me because guess what? I've got unlimited wealth. I don't need to manage that no more. I'm going to go have a fucking blast, balls to the wall, lawfully and legally. And I'm going to go have the best of the best and see the best of the best in the rest of the world and not look back and not feel guilty about it at all. So this is what your guru is trying to pitch to you, that you can have all that, but your guru doesn't. Your guru's not expressing that to you. Your guru is surviving on the money you give them, the views you give them on social media. Once you get 1,000 views on YouTube, you get paid. If you have an affiliate program, you get paid. If you monetize it, you get paid. And when you guys go watch these idiots and, for thousands of times, over and over and over, listen to these processes that you're all confused about, you're just putting money in their pocket. So God bless you for spending your money wisely. Why don't you go invest it in silver or crypto or another commodity and divest your portfolio instead of spending it on these yahoos? And why don't you go to Books or Amazon and go find you your own books and do your own research and really study for yourself and make it your own journey. So when you are successful, you know why you got there. You earned it. You did the hard work. You didn't wait for somebody to come hand it to you on a silver platter, because generally when they come with the silver platter, they don't have the remedy. They don't have the answer. I've been doing this for a long time, folks. I've had my trust going on, it'll be 7 years next month, 2026. I've had it since 2019. That's when I set up my trust. That's when I went and got my EIN. Well, actually, somebody else got it for me because I didn't know anything about trusts. And I paid for it. I paid a lot of money for it. But thank God it's very extensive. So I got my EIN, then I went to Wells Fargo, opened up my bank account for my trust, non-interest bearing, and I've had it ever since. I didn't bother to teach it to anybody because, you know, fuck, I didn't think, you know, it really had a tangible use in the community because everybody's chasing these processes. It amazes me that people are so gullible and naive and throw away that much money. You know, goddamn, I wish I could charge $5,000 for a class or a book or whatever, and people would pay it. Huh. Fuck. You know, I see these other groups, man. They're not teaching shit right. Ann's been over in their groups and looked at their stuff, and what they're doing is it's not going to hold up in court. It's fallible. It's junk. It's trash. It's incomplete. But those people don't give a fuck because they think they're listening to the people that, you know, are honest, have integrity, have honor, ethics, standards, morals. But like P.T. Barnum said, there's a sucker born every day. Sucker. He didn't say sucker, but right? Isn't that about how it goes? So, Todd Duell, without diving deep into Todd Duell, if you don't know who Todd Duell is, be grateful because you didn't fall down that rabbit hole, and you would have fell down that rabbit hole because there's a bunch of people who fell down that rabbit hole because I got people asking me about that specific trust that Todd talks about in his videos. So when I see that, I hear that, I'm like, oh, okay. Because listen, I almost fell for it too. I was like, what the fuck? This all sounds kind of on the up and up. Let me go vet it. And if you thought that I had 40 hours to invest to determine whether somebody's process was factual or not, I didn't even get to the fucking process before I bailed off and went, holy fuck, this dude's just lying through his fucking teeth. And then once I got my material and vetted everything that I'm seeing red flags on, I'm like, God damn, man, I cannot deny that I'm seeing these red flags and be in denial and just like poo-poo this out of the way and go, oh, but I want the process to be right. I want it to be truthful. I want to have access to that. And I'm willing to overlook all of this. It's just, it's okay. It's okay. Stay away. I'll be all right. I promise I'll get through this. And you won't. You're going to get got. And there's a bunch of people out there to get you. And there's going to be more and more and more on the horizon. And I know these people talk a great game. And I don't care where you go get your trust. I don't care about any of that shit. I really don't. Whether or not you buy a $50 book from me and Ann is not going to make us or break us. It's not going to change my life. I'm not going to run right out tomorrow and go, oh, fuck, I can finally afford a Ferrari. So thanks to James for buying my Run Your Trust Like a Pro for $49.99 today. And there's my down payment. You know, there's people out there selling private membership associations for $5,000. You know, David Straight sold his for like $2,500. They might still be selling it over on their website. I don't even venture over there because I don't want that connection. If I do go visit it, I'm doing it as an investigative journalist, a researcher, a media personality. I'm not doing it because I want to go over there and join their shit because I know their shit is being tracked. Every time you go click on their fucking website, you're being tracked. Boom, domestic terror list. And AI is getting ready to take over all that. So it's just going to put this algorithm together and go, ding, there's a sovereign citizen. Let's run a comparison with the database with the ATF and see if they have a firearm. Oh, they've got an AR-15, they've got a 9mm, 10mm, a 45, a 22, an over-under 410. Y'all keep over there fucking around and y'all gonna find the fuck out. I keep telling y'all, y'all ain't fucking listening. Now, what should you do if you're in a fucking one of these goddamn stupid ass assemblies? You should like say, okay, I'm done with the governance. Now, this other assembly group over here who has no association with my group of assemblies, we're going to come over here and we're going to conjoin. We're going to make a bigger organism. And until you folks, we the people, okay, put down this, we're over here operating in the private and these private Telegram rooms, these weekly Zoom meetings. No. You motherfuckers got to be out in the streets making a difference. Okay? You're on social media trying to blow shit up, but what do you got behind you? A fucking sovereign citizen flag. So anybody with any kind of intelligence, first thing we're going to do is let's go find out who these people are. What's that flag mean? Oh, really? That's what the cops think about that flag? Man, I don't think I want any part of that. But you other people, y'all are just all brainwashed into the cult. And y'all going to continue with that bullshit. And y'all keep going. Y'all want to talk about AI? AI, a capital I, AI, get it? They've been telling you all along what the Illuminati eye is. The all-seeing eye is AI, which is the New World Order, and it's coming fast. It is the plan. It is the Q-tard, trust the plan, to become the alpha AI over the fucking world. It will run the fucking world. Everything. And it's a race against China. Do we really have to worry about China, considering that all the analytics state that by 2080, the majority of the world will be Muslim? Yeah, it sucks because all these people who are in the national movement, they're not thinking about their children. They're not thinking about their children's children. They're not thinking anything about the future. They're thinking about now. I don't give a fuck about now. I can't change now. What I can do is wake some fucking people up, enlighten them with, hey, this is the true path. If you have one of these, you're fucked. If you have apps, if you have subscriptions, if you have to use a smart device to do anything, you're fucked. You're in the matrix. If you're on Bluetooth, you have a router, you're on Wi-Fi, you're in the matrix. That's your digital DNA. This phone has a serial number. My router has an IP address. This laptop has an IP address. Same thing with this laptop. They're all connected. They all have almost the same identical apps on them. They're all signed into the same email accounts. So it creates a digital DNA neural network of your digital twin in the digital omniverses. And I say omniverses in plural for a reason, because every major company in the world, Amazon, Meta, Google, Alphabet, Grok, man, Twitter, I just go Walmart. They all have digital twin omniverses where your digital twin is operating in real time due to all these smart devices. It's tracking everything that you do 24/7, 365. It's already wired into your body through the internet of bodily things, through all the technologies that they putting in our food, our air, our beverages, our medicine. And according to Sabrina Wallace, since 2015, we've been wired in. And when NWO takes over, boom, guess what? You're going to have a social credit score. I've already experienced this myself with what this looks like. And believe me, it's horrifying. Let's say you're late for a concert and okay, well, I'm late. I need to get there. I don't want to miss the opening act. So I went over the speed limit. Well, because of all the flock cameras and Palantir type companies, that was documented. Boom. Once I park and I come back out, my car won't open. It won't even start. And I get a message through my app telling me, oh, I have an outstanding traffic violation for speeding. What? Right before they got me for speeding to the concert. And I can't access my vehicle until I use my credits to pay the fine. Once I do that, now I can access my car and go home. Oh, I'm just going to leave my car here and get an Uber. Oh, I can't get an Uber either. Well, I'll just get a cab. Oh, well, you can't access your financial account. Well, I'll just use, oh, they don't have cash anymore because it's all digital currency. Well, maybe you're a female or a male and you could barter for a ride, if you know what I mean. Ass, grass, or ass, grass, or ass. Nobody rides for fee, right? Nobody rides for free. I told you about my own experience at a parking garage where pulled in, you didn't have to take a ticket. You didn't have to do anything. The gate automatically opened because I had a license plate reader and it read my license plate. So I'm already in the system because I pulled into their building on their property. Without my knowledge, without my consent. So I pulled in, parked, scanned the QR code with my phone. It pulled up a parking app. I did not sign into the parking app because it was a one-time deal. I could park for 12 hours, $22. Done. So what are the terms and conditions if I don't? So I went and read those. So apparently, if you exceed 12 hours, a boot will put on your vehicle. If you do not pay your $22, a boot will be on your vehicle. I'm like, okay, well, I wonder what that looks like. Do they have this like little robot that has a camera on it or just does this circuit around the parking garage, scanning license plates and then reports back? And just think in the future when they'll have boots that are actually be like the robo dogs and they'll be parked on their charger. And then it's like alerts it like, okay, 12 hours is expired. And the little robo boot will go out and clamp onto the vehicle and lock it down until the owner shows up and has to pay the $22 to get the boot off. So as I'm leaving the parking garage, we're in a long line because there was a concert. So we're like on, I don't know, 5th floor, and Juan's driving. And we get to the exit and we're like, I don't know, 3 or 4 cars back finally. So I'm like, really paying attention to what the fuck is going on because I'm like fascinated with the circumstances that I'm in. It was like almost surreal. And I'm like, I don't see anybody, what's going on. But there people who have not already scanned the QR code and paid were having to pay right there at the gate. So when we pull up, there's nothing no ticket, no button to push, no intercom to talk to somebody, no screen to tell you what to do. When we pulled up, the gate automatically opened because it read my license plate and let us out. all this is going to be incorporated. This is why I touched about fusion centers. If you aren't aware of fusion centers, probably should be. Remember, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just some dipshit who cusses people out, who has pornography and naked pictures all over their Facebook page. I'm that guy. I'm feckless Floyd, as Anna calls me. My track record speaks for itself. Whether or not you want to follow me, listen to me, watch my videos, purchase my products, interact with everybody over in our private Telegram rooms, hey, knock yourself out. Do whatever you want to do. You have free will. I'm not forcing you to do anything. I tell you, just go, hey, set up a trust, man. Go steal one off Scribed. You can use AI to create your trust for you. Good luck with that. So all you're doing is telling AI, hey, this is my trust. This is everything in it. It's all my sensitive information for my private trust that I put on a public, large learning machine. I'm amazed sometimes at how stupid people are and how people refuse to listen. You know, the Bibles are a powerful document. It would be just, I don't even know the adjective for it, but astounding to be able to read the original text as it was put together in the original book with all the books incorporated and not have King James's version of what the Bible should be, because it's a blueprint. It doesn't make much sense because it's been so bastardized. When you read it, you're like, this is fucking horrible. It's like pornography, siblicide, orgies, incest, human trafficking. I mean, everything you wouldn't want your kid to know and do as an adult. But it's all in the Bible. And when I read it for the first time in prison, I was appalled. I was like, who the fuck would take their kid to Sunday school to learn this? Really? This is what y'all study in Sunday school? I'm glad I never went. Because this is appalling. Abel and Cain, really? You imagine your two boys, you know, getting an argument over something and one kills the other. Well, I read it in the Bible. This has been fun. Thank you. If you're still here hanging out with me, I really do appreciate you for spending your time, money, and energy over here with me for 5.5 glorious hours. Well, actually 5 hours now. Gave you a forewarning that we were going to go to 6. Talk about a little crypto, because if you were invested in crypto, obviously you got creamed in the last quarter of 2025, and I did as well, but I'm okay. Hang on, I got a ticket drop here. I'm on a time limit. No. 2? Really? I told you I get free tickets all the time. No last minute. So that was a free ticket selection. I didn't like anything. No concerts, mostly comedians. So, okay. Crypto, yeah, we all got creamed. This is why I tell you to diversify your portfolios. You should also have some precious metals. If you can't afford gold, next up is silver. If you can't afford that, get you some platinum. If you can't afford that, get you some copper. There's a reason the penny went away. That's copper. Copper is going to become a hot commodity here in the future. All precious metals will. I think we haven't seen the end of the silver bull run. I predict that it would probably rise even further, especially if a new fresh war turns up, especially with the United States armaments from U.S. defense manufacturers are used, because they use a shit ton of silver in their munitions, especially a Tomahawk missile. So every time one of those detonates, it vaporizes, I think, a kilo of silver. And I don't know how consistent that is over time. that can be repeatedly done. But yeah, is what it is. And I'm almost lost my voice. So went through all of these folks. Yep, did that. This is something for. Let me kind of explain to you guys where this AI shit's going. Okay. Once AI is programmed and you have it installed, okay, it can literally take your DNA and break it down and test it and identify, okay, here's this DNA. We don't know who it matches up to, but because we have all these other DNA samples, we can kind of funnel it down to it's probably this person. There's a high probability it's this person, right? Okay. Most people do not know that there is a thing in existence called, well, come on. Now, I touched on this a couple of videos ago. I just want to show you how depraved and how deep, no pun intended, that the cesspool actually is on the grand scheme of things. So what you're looking at is the Centers for Disease Control, CDC.gov, an official website of the United States government. Here's how you know how wastewater monitoring works. What would you say, Floyd? This is the National Wastewater Surveillance System. Did you know they have a surveillance system in your wastewater, your sewage, where you defecate, urinate, bleed, wash your body, wash your hands, wash your hair, wash your pets? All of this DNA goes into the wastewater system through Rice University here in Houston, Texas, and the City of Houston Wastewater Management System. They created the National Wastewater Surveillance System. Number one, how does it work? People with certain infections, such as COVID-19, can shed pieces of virus or bacteria when they use the bathroom, shower, wash hands, or launder clothing, even if they don't have symptoms. Number two, these pieces of virus or bacteria traveled from the toilet, sink, shower, or other drain through the sewage system. Number three, before the wastewater is treated with chemicals, wastewater operators take samples to send to the laboratory. That would be your AI laboratory. It's going to diagnose all that DNA and provide all the known entities associated with that DNA. Number four, Laboratory tests the wastewater sample to detect and report on the different types of infections that are circulating in a community. This information is available in as little as 5 to 7 days after waste enters the sewer. Number 5, public health officials use wastewater data to better understand disease trends in communities and make decisions, such as providing guidance on how to prevent infections or increase testing or vaccination options. So basically, your DNA travels through the sewer and gets accumulated before it is treated, and that is sent to a lab, and they test it for all these different viruses using AI. But if they were looking for a specific DNA sequence related to the brother of America's Most Wanted, and it's all run through AI in a central location, rapidly could they find their suspects utilizing the National Wastewater Surveillance System. This is why I tell people you will have to get off the smart devices, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, all the apps, anything that requires you to have an app or log into a portal, you have to stop using. You have to get off the grid. You have to be able to be self-sufficient or be able to barter with like-minded folks for sustainability and self-preservation. Otherwise, you're going to be trapped in the digital matrix of the digital DNA of your digital twin and the digital omniverses that are controlled by the New World Order, the all-seeing eye, AI. That's the plan, is to usher in the New World Order right before your eyes under national security and convenience. Imagine if you have to fight traffic Monday through Friday, morning and afternoon to get to work, and something becomes a little bit more convenient where it saves just that much of time, which you perceive as a bonus, but it's really just a minimal amount, which might have taken you an extra minute. But because of the convenience, it appears that it saves you time. And you're going to surrender your humanity for that convenience, and that convenience is going to take more and more and more of your freedoms and install more of a surveillance state over your life, your community, your freedoms. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to address it, and it's on Front Street. The Democrats are coming out now, and they're saying, hey, man, we need to regulate this AI. This is like, yeah, because it's full throttle. It's wide fucking open. Nothing's going to stand in the way of full spectrum dominance for the United States of America to become the alpha AI, to become a demigod over everyone on the planet. You think Anna von Reitz is a fucking Looney Tune? The system is the Antichrist, according to Elon Musk. The system will never be overcome. That's why I keep telling these folks that, oh, we got an assembly. We're going to set up our du jour county and we're going to take over and blah, 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 blah. No. You are not going to defeat the system. How many branches of the military do they have? Well, let's see. We got the Coast Guard. We got the Space Force. We got the Navy. We got the Marines. We got the Army. We got the Air Force. Got the National Guard. Then we can get on with the law enforcement. We have the FBI, the U.S. Marshals, the DEA, the ATF, ICE, NSA. We can go on the state level. We got state police. We got county police or county sheriffs. We got constables, metro police. Now, you think you're going to defeat all that. We also have the courts, the judges, the law, the prisons, the jails, probations, and paroles. And you all can't get along. You think that assembly over there that you can't join. You don't want to come to the table and have a like-minded conversation with like-minded people to have a cordial discussion, a respectful conversation to find a solution, a remedy to the entire problem. Instead, you'd rather belittle people and put people down when they tell you the facts that you're in a fucking circle jerk. You're never going to go anywhere because Michael John on North Carolina, I promise you, bro, next December, I'm going to put your ass on fucking Front Street again, and I'm going to show the world again what a moron you are. How you haven't achieved any fucking thing in your life except spread false bullshit. Put people in jeopardy. People are losing their entire life fucking savings. They're living in a goddamn car, dude. A car. They lost everything because they sent it to fucking Anna and Hunter and their fake ass fucking bank and can't get a penny back. So fuck you and people like you who want to espouse bullshit and lies and fuck people's lives over. Because you don't know any better, because you fail to do your research, because you want to believe the hopium, you dumb motherfucker. It really pisses me off because I've seen the fucking tragedy. I've spoken to these fucking people. I've heard these tragic, horrible stories. How they lost everything. They lost their house. Because they did the sign in America, it got foreclosed on. They got fucking put on the goddamn street by the sheriff. If you don't believe me, look up Terry Somm. Who's Terry Somm, Floyd? That's Anna Von Reitz's former gatekeeper for her Monday night webinars. What happened to Terry Somm? Terry Somm utilized the sign in America process and had her house foreclosed on. Got kicked the fuck out by the sheriff. The house was sold on the foreclosure market, a new buyer, and when he came to inspect his property, guess what? Somebody had re-inhabited the property. So he looked in the driveway and he sees all these cars with all these license plates that say American State National from Max Taylor in Las Vegas, Nevada. Who are these people? He asked the neighbors. Oh, it's the people who lived here before that were really. Call the sheriff. Sheriff shows up. Bump, 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 bump. No answer. Bump, 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 bump. No answer. But there's cars in the driveway. They know people are inside that house. What do they have to do? They called the fucking SWAT team with an armored personnel vehicle and literally took explosives and blew the fucking front door off the house. Look it up. It was in the news. They extracted Terry Soms and 2 other people and found a firearm. Burglary of a habitation, unlawful possession of a firearm. Should I go on? She was arrested, of course. She lost her house, but yet still remained head cheerleader for Anna Von Reitz for some crazy reason. Anna gets a tax lien judgment on her. Still, rah, rah, go, go, Anna. Absolutely. And I've seen other people lose their house, cars, credit cards, credit scores, have their utilities cut off. All behind Anna's bullshit. And don't think I haven't gone down these roads and experienced this shit myself, because before Christopher Allen Hauser came out with the 1099A process, I had done it the year before through Bill Pittman. When Emma lived with me, was a former Chief Justice for the Texas State Assembly, who I followed. I'd already experienced it. I already went through 3.5 months of on the phone, mail, exhaustive screaming and yelling at these people. Man, you don't know the law. Fuck. They just cut the electricity off? God damn it. What? $1,200? Man, I got to pay that. Oh, plus a reconnection fee. Then the gas. And it cascaded. One bill after another. Insurance, dental, lapsed. Uh-oh. Guess what? Now you got to pay your bills because your insurance lapsed because you did some bullshit process. So when he came out with his 1099A and he got on there with the voucher and said, look, I'm a fucking millionaire. I got $4 million fucking dollars. Oh, follow me, follow me, follow me. I'll take you to the promised land. And then posted a list on his Telegram channel of all these dealerships where you can go buy these fucking cars using 1099A. And people were actually going into the dealerships and going, hey, I know you don't know how to do this. Just watch this guy on YouTube. I used to sell cars, pre-owned, high-end luxury vehicles, and I know what it is for somebody to come in and burn up your fucking day showing you fucking car after car after car, and they don't have a fucking penny, not a pot to piss in, and you just burn up all your leads and all your ups for the day, and you didn't make one fucking sale because you got a bunch of deadbeats. That's what Chris did to these folks. No repercussions, no accountability, no liability, no responsibility. He never once came out and said, you know what, I fucked over those folks doing that. I'm sorry. These people don't care. They don't have a conscience. They have no empathy or sympathy for you or anything about you. They talk a great game. They sound genuine. They sound sincere and sympathetic, but they're not. Again, I don't know their motives. I don't care to know their motives. I don't give a fuck. All I know is they're untrustworthy and they're not somebody that you should fucking hang out with or follow or associate with. End of fucking story. And I know you're going to watch this video and you're going to tell people about everything that you heard in here. And you're like, hey, man, just watch the video. They're going to come over here and go, oh, my God, that's a 6-hour video. I'm not listening to that. Well, you can actually go on the video on YouTube and you can hit transcripts and it'll put everything over here. And then you copy and paste that on Microsoft Word. And then in Microsoft Word, you do a search and you look for certain words and it'll pop right up. So that's how you go through a 6-hour video like that. Use your brain. Oh, y'all don't have one because you don't know how to self-govern. You have to reach out and have other people govern you because you're self-governing. That makes sense? It did for a public education. But everybody who should watch this video, everybody should listen to it. All of you out there with the embolization of the civil peace flag or the sovereign citizen target, I'm telling you, just replace it with a Nazi flag and see what happens. You get all kind of comments. But you go over into a different category and you have law enforcement look at that fucking civil peace flag and they're going to tell you, oh, you're a sovereign citizen. I know what that is. Just like you look at a Nazi flag and you go, oh, that's Nazi Germany. They were evil. Just because the public doesn't know about it and you pontificate it as a civil peace flag, you have to call it something that it does not represent. A peace flag. How many videos out there of sovereign citizens just fucking having shootouts on the fucking side of the road with cops? I've had 2 incidents here in Harris County. One was a Moor, the other was a sovereign citizen. So concerning was it that I did videos on it because I don't want anybody fucking getting killed on the side of the road trying to argue with law enforcement who's not trained in the law, the Constitution, or treaties, or anything that you're going to fucking tell them, because your time to argue is in court. Take your fucking lick, go to court, and whoop their fucking ass. Don't sit on the side of the road and argue with them and try to win that debate because you're going to lose. Because guess what? They got handcuffs, they got guns, and they got fucking radios with backup. And not only that backup, but they got dogs. And they just like, those dogs will bite you. And then when you fight back against the dog for tearing your arm off, oh, you just assaulted a police officer. That's another felony. Oh, you're resisting arrest. That's another felony. And they'll just keep dogpiling on you, no pun intended, until they win. But you dumb motherfuckers want to stand on the side of the road and bump. Take your lick and go beat them at their own fucking game. Make them tell you, do not fucking come back in our court. If you have a problem, get a ticket, call this number. We don't want you in here telling the world how to beat us at our own game. We don't want you coming in here, putting on a performance and outshining the district attorney or the prosecutor. Just ask James C. Lovett. He'll tell you. He went in there, he did it, and yeah, they were impressed. They're like, okay, well, you probably don't want this guy back in here. If you want to play and you want to win, you got to learn their game and play by their rules and beat them. And they're going to cheat. They're not going to follow the rules. There's not much you can do about it, except just try to beat them every chance you get. That's all I did. And I had a learning curve because, okay, I went into direct appeal, so I'm in appellate law. Now I'm learning the rules of appellate procedure, rules of evidence, code of criminal procedure, so I'm on this curve. So once I get through the whole direct appeal process, boom, I fall off, and now I'm in a whole new category, writ of habeas corpus. Holy shit, I got to learn something completely brand new that I wasn't really expecting. And if you think these yahoos can go on here and just like learn all the machinations of how the court system works, how legal vehicles work, how they're applied, the results, the court system, you got to experience it. That's why I'm telling you, all these yahoos are just first time through the whole court system. I could go on and on. I could probably do another whole 6 hours with some more material, but I'm gonna cut this off because it's what, 11:30, so 5.5 hours. You guys know I can roll. I can do an 8 easy. Done it. But I want you to spend 2026 doing life different. I want you to find out what a liability and an asset is and determine it. If you have to sit down with a piece of paper and go, the pro, con about what this is, if it doesn't provide functionality in your life, get the fuck rid of it. Go buy you an asset that's going to make you money. It's going to be valuable now or in the future. It's going to accelerate, which means it's going to gain value. It's not going to depreciate. Anything that depreciates is a liability. It's not an asset. You need to rethink the way you live and how you act. If you're going to do anything online as far as a class or any tutorial, or you're going to get a trust or anything, hey, listen, adopt a new standard. This should be the first thing out of your mouth when anybody presents this stuff to you. I need proof of concept, proof of success, please. Please provide that. If you can't provide those two things, simple things, fucking go away. Don't talk to me again, because you're going to bring me some more bullshit. And I'm not falling for the fucking okie doke. I'm not falling for a potato up my fucking tailpipe and believe you that we're fucking making love. Because that's what you're whispering sweet nothings in my ear while you're cramming a potato up my ass. So don't fall for the okie doke. Don't listen to these motherfucking fools out there trying to goddamn take your goddamn money, time, and energy. Most of all, they just want your money. Some of them are parasitic vampires that just want your energy. They thrive on that. If they have authority, I've got a group following me. That's why I tell you folks, I don't give a fuck how many people subscribe. I don't give a fuck how many people watch my videos. I really don't. It's not going to affect how I live. It's not going to determine whether I wake up and eat waffles and grits or I eat bacon and eggs. I'm still going to eat whatever I want. So don't let other people, other entities govern your life in any shape, form, or fashion. You need to take control. You need to be the commander, the king, the queen, the executor, the fiduciary, the person that runs you, your estate, whatever that looks like. If you're over in the state nationals, the first thing you need to do is, hey, I need to create a family flag. I need a family crest. I need a seal. How can I be heard? How can I be respected and addressed when I'm flying a fucking sovereign citizen flag and I don't know what the fuck's going on? I belong to this assembly. I'm asking people to govern what I do, what I say, what questions I can ask, because there is no First Amendment in Anna's assemblies. You ask the wrong questions and get that fucker out of here. They're going to fucking stir the hornet's nest and it's going to be chaos and we're not going to be able to control it and everybody's going to leave because everybody's going to know what the truth is. And sadly, that these people are just so brainwashed that they continue the narrative. They refuse to believe it until, oh, now I'm a victim because somebody asked me to ask a question. I asked the wrong question. Now I'm being shamed and embarrassed and outlawed and kicked out of the group. It's Anna's way or the fucking highway. You haven't seen that yet? You will. Stick around long enough. You'll experience it. There's a lot of shit that goes on behind the scenes that you never hear, never see. It's not brought up in your little O's meetings that you have. But backdoor, people are fucking, oh yeah, there's a whole communication system going on behind the scenes that you're just not aware of, that you're not privy to. Just like Kim Reynolds going back and forth with Anna while Eric and I are investigating and we're communicating with Kim. And Kim's not telling us we're communicating or what we're either one are doing. She's just sitting there going, holy shit, what the fuck am I in? Yeah. Yeah, imagine, devoting 2-3 hours every day of your life to sign people up, being a recording secretary. Sacrificing your time, money, and energy, your family time, your work time, your overtime, your pleasure time, your leisure time. All for naught. And again, the ideation of we the people taking our country back is spectacular. Awesome. But the way you're doing it, who you're doing it through is a fallacy. It's going to fail. It is a failure. This is my challenge to everybody in a state assembly, whether you're in Destries, Anna's, you're in whatever. There's a gazillion of them out there. Name me one county who's autonomous, who has complete jurisdictional authority in their geographical region, where the de facto county sheriff can come in there and you can tell that motherfucker, hey, get the fuck off my land. Don't come back. I'm the sheriff here. If you come back, I'm going to arrest you and put you in my jail. What jail? You ain't got no jail. Jail? You ain't got no jail. Badges. We ain't got no stinking badges. Are you seeing where I'm going with this? And then when you go set up your court and you try to try them, you want to serve them fucking a charge, an information or indictment, a complaint. Poop. What? What's that charge? What did my parole officer tell me? She was told to pass this down to me. Simulating a legal process. Oh yeah. That came from the fucking director of the parole division. Hey, tell that fucking Floyd dude we got his number. And then she told me, and she gave me the penal code, and I'm like, simulating legal process. I go, that was just a notice. Hadn't anything to do with legal. But I got their fucking attention. For those of you who didn't join me at the very beginning, I'm going to do it again. I've sworn to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, and I have. So help me God. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this video. For those of you who stuck around to the end, man, I'm really super gracious. You don't know how much this really means to me. And when I get to talk to you one-on-one, you become a personal friend. And I hope that I come off as genuine, truthful, honest, with integrity. And I'm just like you, searching for the truth, no matter what the fuck it looks like. And I'm not scared of turning over a rock and getting stung because I turned over the rock and I looked to see whether or not there was something there. I've done things to my own detriment. I've searched, I've invested money and, come out and like, oh, well, that's not likely to happen anytime soon. And I'm talking about the RV. And I can bring up all that if you want. What time is it? 11:40, 20 minutes. I'll just glaze upon it. Okay. RV, revaluation of foreign currencies, mainly the Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong, Venezuela, Zimbabwe dollars, Indonesian rupiah. There's a whole bunch of them. They have what's allegedly a basket of 21 to 23 currencies. They're all going to revalue at the same time. And that specific currencies are worth X amount of fucking dollars off this revalue. But when you look at the world economy, it's just doesn't make sense. When you look in all the narratives and you trace it back to its fundamental ideation of where it came from, people have taken kernels of events or things and expounded upon them. Nasar Jassar is a great example that, hey, maybe it was signed by Clinton into law, but it was never effectuated. And if they did sign it in, we've never seen it. And obviously it's not for us. Otherwise, we would already seen it, like we saw Obamacare or like we saw the Anti-Effective Death Penalty Act, right? Terrorist Act. But people take these things, these events, and then they create their own fantastical stories and pass them on as fact. This happened with the Zimbabwe dollar. I have yet to this day, and I've asked on my show, send me information showing me that the Zimbabwe dollar, the $1 trillion notes, the double A's with the ox on them for 2008 are not currency notes, but bonds, and that they are redeemable at some future time as a bond and not a currency note that is out of circulation. Furthermore, CMKX, I cannot find anything on CMKX that any shareholder will be paid a dime from any type of existing fund, escrow, trust account. Nope, nothing, blank. So every time I dive down one of these freaking rabbit holes with this RV and the foreign currency, I'm coming up dry. I can't find anything to substantiate any of these claims. I get why the dinar became, oh, this is it. Because when the United States invaded Iraq, due to Iraqi Operation Freedom, whatever the fuck it was, where they invaded Kuwait, and then Kuwait revalued their currency. Everybody thought, oh, well, because there's sanctions and the U.S. government just built the biggest embassy in the world in Iraq, that they're going to lift the sanctions and reevaluate the currency, and it's going to be somewhere around where the Kuwaiti dinar revalued. And that never happened. And to this day, it's probably not going to happen, because what happened to all the Iraqi dinar? All the rich people in the world bought it all up. And where were all the rich people? Oh, we're over here in America. So the majority of Iraqi dinar, about 90% of it in circulation, is here in the States. It's not circulating in Iraq, where the only currency circulating in Iraq is the Iraqi dinar. They no longer use dollars. It was outlawed January 1st of last year. So what they have to do, they had to recreate their digital currency via ATMs and debit cards for every adult Iraqi. And they were like, what do we do with these? What's that? Because they were using dollar bills, American money. Then that got outlawed, and they had to go back to their dinars. Well, they don't keep money in banks and financial institutions. They keep it under their mattress. So now they had to divest all their dollars. Now they're back to dinars, and there's not enough dinars in the country to reevaluate their currency, because we have it all. They can't bleed it off. They can't destroy it. They can't pull it out of the system. So they're currently operating on almost a 90% digital currency system as it exists. When you look at it with common sense and reason, it's like, oh, okay, that makes all sense in the world. So in order to get our currency, they're going to have to buy it back from us, and they're not going to pay $3.25. Really? They can reevaluate it at whatever they want. They can pull all that currency off the streets for 90 cents on the dollar. And as soon as they pull in a majority of that currency, let's just say 60% of that 90%, so now they have 30% outstanding, they can revalue to a higher number. I mean, wouldn't that make fiscal sense for your country if you're trying to really improve your country? And people aren't looking at any of this. They're just like, it's going to happen. Yay, tomorrow. Thanks, Wolverine. Thanks, Bruce, for your big call telling me tomorrow I'm going to be uber wealthy. Trust me when I tell you this, folks, okay? And I want you to look at this, and I've said this over and over and over, and I'm going to say it fucking again. If you possess a yellow Chinese dragon bond, or any other bond, a railroad bond, a German bond, a World War II bond, or whatever, that is still valid, still redeemable, you're a bondholder. Yeah. Listen, you might not have a pallet of bonds. You might not be a whale, but you're a bondholder. Okay? So when you hear these fucking gurus go, well, I called my bond folks and I talked to my bond folks, and my bond folks told me that they have a meeting next week. And then next week rolls around and they don't mention anything about this meeting that was supposed to take place that didn't take place. Like, well, my bond folks don't answer, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Or in this day of high technology where you can Zoom, StreamYard, Telegram, anybody in the fucking world easily. I talked to South Africa, my boy who I brought up earlier, and I was like, oh man, I can't believe somebody in South Africa actually watches my show. That's fucking amazing. I'm blown away by that. Really? South Africa? Y'all watching stupid ass me? But yeah, I have an audience over there. So that's partially why I'm going to continue my shows for those people that are overseas that I don't even know about. But I got to interact with them. And I'm grateful for all of that. that's just, I'm just amazed. You know, I remember when I had 8 subscribers on YouTube and I was like, wow, that's insane. What are these people? Why are they tuning into me? What's so important about me and what do I got to say? I'm just sharing my experiences. And I recently, thank you very much, everybody. And I know it's stupidly insignificant in the grand scheme of social media where people have hundreds of millions, if not billions of views, but I just recently surpassed 1 million views. And again, I'm astonished, blown away, very grateful everybody who clicked on one of my videos. And even if you didn't watch it and just clicked on it, thank you. I never in my wildest imagination thought that I would ever get 1 million anything. And here I am. So thank you for that. Almost 6 hours. We're 11 minutes away. Again, I'm extremely grateful, very humbled. I'm not here for the money, obviously. I'm not here for ego because I've already been the guy. Okay. Just ask anybody that I go out with now how docile, how much of a wallflower I am. Don't want to be the center of attention. When I go out, I am not Fearless Floyd. I don't care who Fearless Floyd is. I'm just me. I'm just here to have a good time and enjoy the show. And I'm not putting that guy out there. Now, when I do work as a stagehand, I do wear my T-shirts that say "Be Fearless" and Fearless Floyd Show, because they're all wearing, union shit for the IA, and I'm not a member of the IA. Why am I going to promote them? I'm going to promote me. I'm around my peers. I'm going to promote me. So I do there. But just going out, going to a restaurant, going to a concert, going to an event, no. I'm just another guy. I've already had everything. I've had everything a man could ever fucking want. Everything. 100 grand cash under the mattress. 2 paid off BMWs in the driveway. Paid off Mercedes convertible in the garage. One of the smokingest, hottest strippers in the city of Houston. 4-bedroom house, paid off. No debts, no responsibility. Living the fucking fabulous life and lost everything. So I've been humbled. When you're walking down the street and you are so fucking poor, you don't have anything, that you see a T-shirt that's probably been run over about 60,000 times on the sidewalk, and you pick it up and you shake it out and go, all right, that's a gym shirt. Throw it over your shoulder, take it home and wash it and wear it the next day at the gym. That's how poor I was. I didn't own the clothes on my back. Walked out of prison with a bag full of legal work that I had to finish up on, hygiene in an onion sack. Didn't own the clothes I was wearing. Didn't own the shoes. I had a debit card with, I think they give you $100. I probably blew 28 of that at the gas station, convenience store, bus station in Brownwood, Texas, before I even got to Houston. And by the time I got to Houston, I was hungry. And first thing I did is, God bless me, because McDonald's is next door to the Greyhound bus station and I had a limited amount of time, I went over to McDonald's and pounded a quarter pounder. God bless me. I probably ate a human, allegedly. That was my first meal. Welcome home, Floyd. And there was nobody there to greet me going, dude, you're out. Oh my God, we've been waiting all this time. Nope. There was nobody there. I walked out to me, myself, and I, and had to make a decision of how I was going to live the rest of my life. I hope I've done a stellar job of bringing that sterling reputation that I earned in prison out here in the world and incorporated it into my social media platform. because I was put in the position to hold information that had I said something, people would have been executed, terminated for their offenses because they were gang members. And their offenses were offensive to the gangs like they were fucking pedophiles. Repeat, pedophiles. Probably serial pedophiles. But I'm just reading their case and they only got caught twice. That's the kind of integrity I bring to the table. You don't have to follow me. You don't have to listen. You don't have to share. You don't have to like. You don't have to subscribe. You don't have to hit that notification bell. You don't have to leave a comment. You don't even have to like me. But you should listen. Because I only want to bring you facts, the truth. And that's it. Under oath. Thank you, everybody, for my 2025 year in review. I appreciate you being here again. God bless you all. If you're still traveling, safe travels. Come home in one piece. If I don't see you before New Year's, everybody have a very happy New Year. Enjoy yourself. Don't blow your appendages off. If you're in the Houston area and one of my viewers has reached out to me, I have a badass fucking party for New Year's Eve. It goes until 2 a.m. at my buddy's fucking McMansion, who lives life like a goddamn rock star. His house is so big, folks, that he has 2 grand pianos in his house and a hyperbaric chamber. Do you know anybody has 2 grand pianos in their house? Well, I do. Fully catered, probably 20, 30 minutes worth of fireworks at midnight. Pool table, 3 live bands, all national recording artists. Fleetwood Mac tribute band Nightbird will be the co-headliner. If you want directions, you want everything on that, hit me up, text me, call me, email me, telegram me, and I will send you the information. So I will see you there on New Year's Eve. God bless everybody. Thank you for being here. Good night.